So am I hitting continue? Or act 2?
Can you hear it?
No. I cannot hear it.
Oh, you got the headset turned. I
Oh.
turned it on, but that was the auto show.
I totally got into a pissed off mood this morning when I woke up because I woke up late because I didn't wake up until 8. And I almost shaved my head.
Oh, I was very mad.
I almost shaved it again. I was like, I'm so mad that I woke up late that I'm going to shave my hair off again.
Go ahead.
Hit continue. Okay.
Hey, Freddy. Have you been waiting up this whole time?
Yeah? A goat man sends you off into the night. Your life is on the line. And I'm gonna, what, sleep? What if you were taken prisoner, kept in a cave by a cyclops, or I don't know, turned into a tree? I was worried sick.
I mean, she knows what turned into a tree.
You don't need to worry so much. It hasn't been that bad so far. Kinda. I made some friends.
What?
What friends?
You mean like god-type friends? Ones who aren't half goat?
I met Apollo. And Persephone. I faced off with her.
What? No way. Okay, all right. You have to tell me
She's
everything
the
that
best.
happened. Huh. Persephone runs a club called the Underworld. That's a little on the nose.
I wouldn't suggest saying that to her face.
And you ended up siding with Apollo? Lord of the Sun, god of prophecy? Do you trust him?
No. They're gods. They're gods. They're gods, okay?
Not really, but I don't have much choice. He's willing to help and hasn't asked anything in return.
Yeah, but if they're anything like the stories, you should be careful around these idols. So
That's what I'm saying.
what are your options? You need to go back to Apollo's place, right?
I could go back to the underworld. Make sure Persephone isn't taking my decision personally.
Oh, and, there's this. Pan left a card, says, "Come by Olympus." I doubt he means the mountain in Greece.
Huh. I wonder what he wants.
Probably to cash in his precious favor.
Still not a fan?
You know how some people just set your teeth on edge? That's Pan. I can't help it. But it doesn't matter. I said I'd help.
You
and
know
that's
what?
I'll
There are
do.
some people that
Count
are
on me,
really
Grace.
set off by
Thanks,
that
Freddie.
that overly
The muse?
sensual,
the embodiment of inspiration.
sexual persona.
Can you believe it?
Yeah,
I love it.
Kinda.
I'm like, hell yeah. So let's see. I have a funny feeling we're gonna end up banging. So we cannot bang all of them, correct? Because I would prefer to bang all of them because, you know, life's short. Let's go ahead and let's first talk to Apollo, just because I think that we're going to definitely hook up with Apollo at some point. Primarily because I do like that, you know, moondoggy type of look.
Ah, Grace, you're back. That's good. I was just about to call you.
He means he wants me to call you because Paul here still hasn't figured out how to use a phone.
Wait. Okay.
That's not true. I know how. I just don't like them. They're confusing. Anyhow, I've been contemplating
Phones are
suspects,
like
and
not
I think Pan
confusing.
is someone we need to consider.
We're definitely not banging.
You should know. Pan asked me to meet him at Olympus. I'm not sure why.
Wait, He wants to see you again? I don't like this.
I'm not gonna ask his permission.
Neither do I. He decided I owe him a favor after he came to my apartment.
That sounds about
You
right
kind
for
of
him.
sort of do.
Aphrodite is holding a party of sorts, one you should attend. She is closest to Pan.
Party?
Indeed, she knows almost all the idols.
Like
If anyone is up to something, she's bound to know.
an orgy?
What do you mean by a party of sorts? I mean, I'm always down for a party, but
It's more of a remembrance than
Orgy?
a party, really. It's difficult to describe.
Orgy?
that's awfully vague, Apollo.
It'll be easier to see for yourself. It's nothing you can't handle.
Okay, I'll go. Eventually.
Perfect. I will see you there.
Paul, you should see this. The names you wanted me to look up are getting weird results.
I don't doubt it. I was hoping you could...
Get over here!
No worries, Paul. I'll see you later.
Oracle's adorbs. All right.
Aphrodite's party is that.
Okay.
I'm going to Aphrodite next.
That's what I was gonna do. But then you said it's the next step.
No, what I meant is that I continue.
Oh!
As I recall, Grace, when I said stay or leave, you chose to leave. If it
You
wasn't
didn't say
clear,
I couldn't come
I
back,
give
and you're hot.
circumstances.
Bow,
Or
chicka,
did you
bow,
have some other reason
wow.
for darkening my doorstep?
Listen, Persephone. Hades was a cunt. I am not a cunt. I'm so tempted, but
I
I'm
still
not
need
going
your
to.
help, Persephone. Apollo doesn't have to be here.
I gave you a choice, Grace, not him.
So that's it? You were willing to help me, but one mistake and we're through?
I did help you. Now I trust Apollo will do the same, to the best of his limited capabilities.
Dude, calm down.
You haven't considered that maybe you need me for your plans?
What would you know of my plans?
Just that you have them, and if you need anything, it's allies. Allies like me.
Ever
Grace, you're
persistent.
adorbs.
You remind me of her a little.
Of who? Calliope?
It's an interesting offer, Grace. I'll consider it, truly.
Persephone, we could have so much fun together. So much fun. And I do happen to love. Are they at the same party?
No.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and see what Pan wants and then go to the party. Right?
I don't know.
Well, fuck a nugget. You know what? We're gonna go to Aphrodite's party and hope that Pan's there. No, we better go talk to Pan first. Because I'm afraid that I'm gonna... Get...
Are you doing
Oh,
okay?
okay, whatever. Whoa! Oh.
By the way, you. Red one.
I tried that.
Okay.
It's not. Okay, hang on.
Aphrodite.
I just went to Aphrodite's party, so.
Fancy party? Check. Bunch
Got
of
it.
strangers? Check. Grace totally not dressed for the occasion? Check. Now, if only I knew what I was supposed to be doing here.
Grace, you made it. I'm so glad. I was beginning to wonder.
You didn't
about
say
not
this was a
wearing
fancy
fancy.
party. I feel
What?
a little underdressed.
Did you
Grace,
look at
look at
what
me.
he's
I didn't
wearing?
even button up my shirt. It's fine.
Happy trails
Why is everyone so
to
quiet?
you.
You'd think someone died.
I
Calliope
should have
did
told you
die.
about this earlier. I've been putting it off.
I don't like the
not
sound of that.
That
What am I
sounds
missing?
stupid. You're cute when you worry.
You don't have any of Calliope's memories, right? No deja vu recollections that aren't your own?
No. Should I have?
Not right away. For a while, you won't remember anything. We call it the veil. In time, the veil will start to lift, slowly at first, but
Oh, shit.
eventually you'll remember almost
Which means you
everything Calliope
remember the previous lives and lives and lives.
That's gotta be a lot of memories. She was what, 1,000 years old?
did. More than that. Much more.
Then what happens to me in my piddly 20-something years? It can't be good.
Eventually, it's like a flood. It becomes difficult to separate what's you and what's them, and all who came before them.
That's a lot to take in. I'm not sure what to think.
I understand. Take some time to let it sink in. If you like, we can talk about it later.
What does this have to do with the party?
Aphrodite hasn't been the same since we came to the New World. She has horrific memories of what she endured during the war. Passing on her eidolon is a way to forget, for a while. That's what this party is for.
Oh
When
my
you say she's gonna pass on her eidolon,
holy
She's
shit.
going to die, yes, and pass her soul on to a chosen successor.
in front of everyone?
We're here to help, Grace, to make it easier for Aphrodite to do what she feels she must. We're here to say goodbye,
Medically assisted suicide.
at least for a while.
This isn't the first time Aphrodite's done this. She's held this kind of gathering before, right?
This is her fourth, I think, perhaps fifth.
So every time the veil, whatever you call it, when it starts to lift,
Aphrodite's memories return, and eventually it is too much. We gather to pay our respects and to honor the past, while she still remembers it.
Wait. Calliope refused to come to these parties. That's what you said.
She refused on principle. Everything Calliope did was on principle. She believed Aphrodite was indulging her sadness, wallowing in it. She thought Aphrodite should try harder. It was a point of contention between them. Aphrodite will be grateful you're here. Trust me.
Do you support what Aphrodite is doing here?
It's not my choice to make, Grace.
Yeah, but you must have an opinion.
Eventually you will remember what we experienced during the war, and eventually you will remember that what Aphrodite experienced was far worse. If this is the mercy she requires, I will not tell her she should not take it.
I don't know, Apollo. I don't like the whole idea.
You want her help, don't you?
Yes, but
At least speak with Aphrodite before you make a final decision. She's not here just yet. Until she arrives, I suggest mingling.
mingling.
Yeah, mingling. Talk to Eros. Or we can talk more if you like. Just try to relax, Grace.
Sure, yeah. Relax. That's what this party is for, right?
Dude, we're definitely talking to Eros, because I'm going to try and get in his pants.
Grace!
Hey, Eros. Nice to...
Oh, never mind!
Okay.
Never mind!
Aphrodite will be so happy you're here. It means so much you have no idea.
Are you okay? You seem a bit...
Every time she does this, I don't know how to handle it. I almost want to run upstairs and demand she stop. Remind her that this never works. Sorry, I shouldn't unload on you. It's been a bad week.
No, it's okay. It sounds like a bad situation.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't know much about it, would you? I take care of Aphrodite. Ever since we came to the New World, I'm with her. Every single day. I'm there for the nightmares, the panic attacks, the days she doesn't even remember the war's over. And now I'm arranging her gathering again, so she can die again. And I'll watch it all again.
Oh, wow.
Is it okay if I ask what happened? I don't mean to pry, but I'm new. I really don't know.
I know, but it happened to Aphrodite, not me. It's not my story to tell.
If I know what she was dealing with, I might be able to help.
Could you? I suppose it wouldn't hurt.
We're gonna sing!
What happened is that Brother Ares happened.
Oh.
He missed out on the first world-spanning war, you see, so he was damned if he'd miss out on the next one. He found some jackbooted mortals so full of themselves and their supremacy, and he told them about the idols. Then they came for us. Took us completely by surprise. Some they killed, but Aphrodite,
Oh.
her they captured.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Aphrodite was captured, but she's here now. So she must have escaped.
She didn't. Do you know the name Hephaestus?
Oh, wasn't he a smith of some kind? Giant hammer, lived in a mountain?
Some of that is mortal fancy, but yes. He was Aphrodite's husband, and he adored her beyond reason. When he found out the mortals were torturing her, he went mad. He was determined to save her.
Wait, they tortured her?
Nothing extreme, I'm told. They were too frightened, but they were also determined to wring every last secret out of her. So, who knows how long that fear would have lasted. Thus, Hephaestus made a deal.
With the, jackbooted guys.
No, with their enemies. That's what saved her.
Then this deal is how Aphrodite survived.
It's how we all survived. It's what brought us to the new world. Hephaestus saved us all. We never saw him again. That was the deal. He would leave, make their precious weapons, and never look back. Aphrodite never even got to say goodbye. It's funny, because Aphrodite didn't even like Hephaestus when they were married. She seemed to resent every minute they were together. But now he's all she can think about.
Is there no other way? Does Aphrodite really need to...
To die? I've asked that so many times. She's tried magic, drugs, psychotherapy, meditation, everything we could possibly think of.
What
For
about
a while,
vengeance?
she'll deny anything's wrong. It all seems fine, and I start to hope. Maybe this time will be different. Then the nightmares begin, and the memories return. More with each passing day until... I hate it, but I see her agony. I can't deny her this.
Maybe I just don't understand, but... Isn't this... like suicide?
Some of the idols have committed suicide. They let themselves die without passing on their idol on.
Oh, so the memories stop.
What
It's
happens?
What you'd expect. They're gone. Forever.
done. So really, it's not
Mother
suicide.
says she
It's...
can't do that. She won't. Not until she sees Hephaestus again, I suspect. Not that what's happening here is anything casual. She still has to die for a while.
I was wondering if the jackboots people were the Nazis. And then, of course, if Hephaestus made a deal about weapons, maybe the jackboots' enemy is us, the United States of America. Because I could totally see... Oh, yeah? Well, you have to make us weapons for the rest of eternity, you know?
You sound like you don't approve of what Aphrodite's doing.
What I want is for her to not hurt anymore. What I want is for this to end. She'll ask you to use your power as part of the celebration. Could you use it to inspire her?
I was already planning on
I can't
doing
force
that.
anyone to
I
do
was
anything they
already
don't want
planning
to,
on
Eris.
doing that.
That's not what I'm asking. I believe that deep down, she doesn't want to do this any longer.
Yeah, if you keep
She must see it isn't
recycling
working.
into new bodies
She just
and you're
needs the
still
strength
not
to-
clearing your head,
To try.
you got to find another
Or I hope that's what she
way.
needs.
I'll try, if you think it'll do some good.
I don't know if it will. I just find it hard to believe it could get any worse.
Famous last words.
Seriously. Knock
Tell
on
me
wood
about
now.
it. Do whatever you think is right, Grace. And thank you.
I'll tell you this, I can come up with some way you can thank me. Just saying. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Okay. Dude, why are you looking stoned?
My family. Having you all here, gathered once again to see me off, it moves me. More than I can say. My loves, my darlings, my dearest friends. And you. Oh, my dear sweet thing. I dare not hope that you, with all your troubles, might sing me to my sleep. Yet here you are. Yet here she is. Huh.
It's lovely to meet you, Aphrodite. Properly, this time.
Ah, yes. Poor Calliope. Such a loss to us all. I shall miss her dearly. To have come so far, only... No, it doesn't bear thinking about. It's too much.
Is this Grace, my lady? The new muse?
Oh! What manners I have! Grace, Grace, meet the lovely mortal woman who shall tonight become the new me.
Hi, my name's Venus, and yes, it really is Venus. Nice to meet you, Grace.
Yeah, hi. Nice to meet you.
We'll both be new at this, huh? Maybe we could get together and compare notes if you,
Survived my trial?
Yeah. Lady Aphrodite told me. I shouldn't have brought that up. I'm sorry.
There will be so much time for you lovelies to speak later. Now, we must prepare for my departure.
Are you sure we can't talk first? I really need your help, Aphrodite.
I know you do, my dear. I wish I could be there for you, but I'm afraid my time is up. But since you've shown such kindness in coming, I will ask Eros to make himself available to you afterwards. There's nothing I know that he does not. He is my son, my truest friend, my longest love.
Won't he be... a little distracted?
Eros has been through this before, Grace. He knows what must be done.
I was hoping I could talk you out of it, actually.
Oh!
Forgive my saying so, but you seem fine.
Yes, it might seem that way. Well, tell me, Grace, why should I let you try to talk me out of this,
You must know this isn't working. How many times have you done this? Has it gotten any better?
Better? I do not remember what better feels like. I remember many things. I remember virtue, heroism, even love. All of it eclipsed by the memories of pain. But tonight is not about becoming better. It's about respite from the pain. And honoring the memory of what was. Go, enjoy the gathering, Grace. Tell me when you're ready to begin.
Let's talk to Venus and see what's up.
I want to apologize again, Grace. I really messed up. It looks like I'll be doing that a lot. Lady Aphrodite said I'm ready, but I don't know.
Having second thoughts? If so, now's probably the time to mention it.
I would never do that to Lady Aphrodite. I'm just nervous.
That's understandable.
If I can ask, what does it feel like after it happens? Do you feel different?
I'm not sure. It happened so fast I didn't know what to think. Calliope died and then... all this happened.
You didn't remember anything? About her? Who she was? She was just... gone?
Yeah. Isn't that the point of all this?
I just wanted to be sure. Sometimes it doesn't seem like it could be real.
Are you really okay with all this? You know what's gonna happen, right?
I saw a lot of people in crisis at the shelter. I knew something was wrong with Lady Aphrodite. She's in so much pain, Grace. She won't let you see how much. Eros called me one night desperate. She wouldn't stop screaming. She didn't know where she was. She's a good person, Grace. A good soul. She deserves mercy.
How do you know Aphrodite exactly?
So I was working at this homeless shelter, right? A couple of years ago, and she came in with one of the older residents. And she was there in this, like, amazing dress. And she's sitting with this guy and really listening to him. Like, they were old friends or something. I just thought, what is someone like her doing in a place like this? So, I just went over and introduced myself.
That's it? Just like that?
Yeah. She came back to the shelter a few times, but by then, I guess she'd taken an interest in me instead.
Your name's really Venus, huh?
Everybody asks me that. Even the other idols. Maybe that's why Lady Aphrodite noticed me in the first place. She says it was fated to be. I say it's because my mama was a diehard hippie.
But don't you feel this is wrong? I mean, you're ending your life. It's like some kind of murder-suicide pact.
I don't think of it like that. Lady Aphrodite is not committing suicide, and I'm not being murdered.
Aren't you? Your life is ending. It's being taken over, swallowed up by Aphrodite's grief.
I'm becoming part of something bigger. Something amazing. Or maybe you're right. It'll be terrible, and I'll end up in so much pain I'll regret it.
So why go through with it?
Because Lady Aphrodite needs me. Maybe, just maybe, if I'm added into the mix of all the people she's been, maybe things will be different.
I don't know why we need to talk to Apollo, but we'll go ahead and talk to him.
I know all these people, Grace. For as long as I can remember, I've known them. Yet sometimes I feel like I don't know any of them at all. Or they me.
I spoke to Eros. He's pretty broken up over all this.
Oh, poor Eros. Each new successor, his hopes rise up once more. And then he watches the new Aphrodite crumble. Piece by piece. Only to start all over again. It's so different from the olden days.
Did they say
Once
that
he was the eternal
she had
disaster.
tried therapy?
And Aphrodite kept constant vigil over him.
Therapy, yeah.
Maybe he feels like he owes her.
Because, like, if they're living
I
as
think
mortals,
he's
maybe
followed
she
her into
needs
a
to
dark
try
void,
mortal
and somewhere,
treatment. And that's not
deep
to say
down,
therapy works for, you know,
believes he
everything
deserves no better.
and everybody, but she, you know, she might need to step out of the magic realm and, like, go see a really good therapist.
You don't enjoy these family gatherings, do you?
Are they family gatherings? Like the sort mortals have?
You call each other sister and brother and mother.
Well, yes, but
And you've been together like 100 times longer than I lived with my family. All you're missing is a drunk uncle everyone has to apologize for.
that would be Pan. But yes, I feel
What?
very much out of place.
What? Fine.
You look like you're in
why
physical
is
pain just being here.
All of the
Oh,
flirting is so
enjoying my discomfort, are you?
dweeby.
Recognizes you. Makes up for all the
He's
abs on
the
display.
god of sun.
I'm so glad you approve.
I don't think I'll have a chance to talk to Aphrodite. Not before, you know.
I was hoping she might have spared a moment.
What should I do?
You have two choices, Grace. Either you do as she asks and sing her to her rest,
At which point Venus won't have Aphrodite's memories yet.
Or you somehow convince her to remain with us and hope she's grateful.
I told
Doesn't
you,
regret
have
it,
sex with
or
her.
get angry at me for ruining her party.
Do what you feel is right.
While you're
It's a risk
saying,
either way.
oh my God, can you imagine?
Have you spoken with Venus? She seems really...
Nice, earnest, a genuinely good person.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's not an accident. Ever since the war, Aphrodite has sought out the kindest, the most innocent souls to be her successors. She chooses them because she believes that over time, it might make her a better person.
So
more
she
worthy
believes
person.
that
Wouldn't it be better if she chose people who were, I don't know, more resilient?
I suppose that depends on your definition of strength, Grace.
I should get back out there.
So in some way, Aphrodite believes that she deserved the torture that she received because hoping that it'll make her a better person. Not?
I don't think that I'll make it her torture of me,
Uh-huh.
but I do.
And so that's really interesting. That is a really interesting take. Okay. We already talked to him. Oh, I'm gonna try and convince her not to do it. Because it's not working. It's not helping. Like, I don't know if she needs Reiki
I have
or
tried so
maybe
hard.
if she can talk to a
Fought
death
for
doula
so
because
long.
they're very skilled
But
with
in the end,
grief.
I must bid you all farewell once again. But before I go, I would like us all to remember the sacrifices that brought us here to this strange new world. This time, it is with the help of our lovely muse that we shall be guided.
And again, has she tried vengeance?
We let them rise. We let it happen. We waited far too long. We thought we shouldn't intervene. We were wrong. We were wrong. Since the beginning we were hidden. We held court from up above. 'Twas the golden age of reason, and I the queen of love. But a plague of hate was spreading, and there were vultures standing by.
I better not cry.
We fell to our knees begging, we fell from the sky. We let them rise, we let it happen. We waited far too long. We thought we shouldn't intervene. We were wrong. We were wrong.
I was hitting the wrong button.
Shelter from the shadows, but were soon ripped from the dark. Those mortal souls that ended us were jealous from the start. They
Yeah, humans are shit.
for power to fuel their psychopathic cause. And once they fell before me and worshipped all I was, they chased me down and threw me in a cage, held me prisoner for so long. I thought I'd win their hearts again. I was wrong. I was wrong. I see you have the power. It's a poisonous reward. My virtues only scorn me when I was once adored. Loved by every mortal, then ripped from paradise. No one suffered greater till he was a joke when it was said to me. He struck a deal with our enemy's enemy. Made a secret weapon so my captors let me go. He gave up his freedom, leaving just a memory. And this love I'll never know is what he gave to me.
I can't believe what I'm hearing today. If your story stops there, I've nothing to say. I can't imagine. I feel like a child who grew up too fast. The goddess of love can't get past the past. What good is a flame when everything's ash? I can't imagine.
Oh my god, I'm trying so hard not to cry.
But mortals can tell.
You know.
There's no sweet release, it's ongoing.
You know. You know.
Everyone's here to bid me farewell. Can you imagine
I can imagine.
this really happened? I won't let you weep, you know it's too late. Sing me to sleep, pity my fate. My memories won't let me be.
Lost in a moment, lost in a song.
So it's less what she went through and the fact that they didn't act quick enough to prevent
Lost in a song.
such a mass loss. That's what I'm
Lost in a
getting.
moment. I'm only new here, so all this seems out of my hands. And your ceremony, well, only a God understands. But when it's all over, what will become of the girl who keeps all your secrets secret from you? Will she disappear as you come into view? Is there some other way to get through? Lost in a moment, lost in a song. Lost in a moment, lost in a song. Lost in a moment. There's fire in you yet. Aphrodite returns, she'll never forget.
Finally, we'll be free.
Lost in a moment, lost in a song. Lost in a moment, lost in a song.
I am wearing so much red. It is gonna like stain all the fuck over my
Lost in
face.
a moment. Lost in a moment. Lost in a moment.
Mother, is it true? You've chosen to
live. I have chosen to live.
Nice! Nice!
I'm so sorry, Venus. I made you so many promises, dearest, and I won't be able to keep them.
My lady, all I ever wanted was for you to be happy. If this is your wish, I'll be with you at every step.
I as well. Always.
I hope none of us regret this choice in the days to come. But thank you.
Wow.
It has to be better than doing the same thing over and over.
Does it? It could also be far worse.
Don't talk like that, Mother. We can fight this.
I mean,
I'm so
she's
very
right.
tired, my loves, but I will. I'll try. Now then, Grace. You needed my help. No doubt regarding Calliope's death. Have you any suspicions as to who might be responsible?
No, we don't.
For starters,
I don't
it has
have
to be one
any
of the
theories.
Oh? What makes you think that?
it had to be someone who knew Calliope and wanted her gone, with enough knowledge and power to fool the chorus. They didn't plan for Calliope to get away. I was an
I'm
accident.
glad my character is smarter
covered
than
up
I
everything
am.
else so well.
That's very clever. You may be right.
You're thinking of Medusa, aren't you?
Oh, Jacobo!
Wait, hold the phone. That chick who turns people into stone?
Yeah, that's the one.
She works for Athena as a watcher. She's everywhere, lurking in the shadows. If you look anywhere, Grace, start with
He
her.
can lurk in my shadow.
Come now, Mother. It's time you rested. It's been a long night.
If I don't, I suppose
He's
you'll
so
both gang up on me
happy.
again. Very well.
Yeah, look at that. He even wears flip-flops. Did you see that on his feet?
Did they have anything helpful?
Maybe? What
I
do
don't
you
know
know
why
about
so many
Medusa?
people have such
I
an
know
issue
she's
with men
dangerous,
wearing
but she
flip-flops
does
or
Athena's
sandals
bidding.
or stuff.
How sure are you of that?
I know some
I'm not
friends
sure
that I've
of
had to have said,
anything any
"Oh
longer."
well, it's because of hairy toes." I'm like, dude, I've got hairy
You aren't
toes. I
thinking
gotta
of
shave
seeking
my
her out, I
fucking
hope.
thumb toe.
I am. Do you know where she is?
Not really, no. Medusa makes it her business to stay out of sight. Athena employs her as a spy master, a hound to do her bidding, a vicious hound at that. Athena's not likely to tell either of us where to find Medusa. I can't say for certain.
I had a
who would
female
know.
friend who had never seen her boyfriend's feet
Are you all right, Grace?
because she was so grossed out by
You seem troubled.
men's feet. I'm like, I totally understand people who are grossed out by feet in general, but like men's feet, that's weird. Like feet are fucking feet. Now, unless they're like, if we're just talking dirty, but I've seen, well, look at my feet. I've seen dirty chicks' feet too.
What you said earlier about Calliope's memories coming back.
That wasn't how I wanted you to find out. I'm sorry. If you like, we can talk about it later at my place, after you've had some time to digest.
I might do that. Thanks.
And I have heard that there are men out there that won't
You
trim
really
their
are amazing,
toenails.
you know that?
Like they have to be
Every
told to
hurdle,
trim their toenails.
every piece of unpleasant news, you just keep on going. I don't know how you do it.
Dude, that's what I would be like, but
It kind of helps that I don't have a choice.
I just wish I could see the world through your eyes. Next to you, I feel very...
Apollo, you're really pissing me off. I'm just saying that. Like, that's what life is. It is just continuing to go. Okay, you're not old. Can't help you. Let me show you what...
Is it really that bad? Being a literal god, young and hunky forever?
There we go. Yeah.
No, it's not that. There are good things, yes, but they come with the not-so-good things as well.
Such as?
Such as
Why
having
is
a gift of
Apollo
prophecy
such a...
and never being able to act on what you see.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
tried, and it only made things worse. So instead, I tried to not want to try, and that's still not
No,
better.
listen, you dipshit. See, you need to be wily because... Oh, look at that. I have one option. I have one option. That's such a dweeby thing to say. My dentures are gonna fall out.
How about you come with me sometime? Let
Fine.
me show you the world I see.
A tempting offer.
Sounds kind of corny, huh?
It really doesn't.
Uh-huh.
I would love that. Can we go now?
Hey, I'm
Yeah,
game if you
'cause-
are.
I don't have less than a week to prove that I'm innocent.
Let your hair down for a second.
You
There's so much to like if you open your eyes. If you try to search
This
for
is
the
not the
You
time
might
to be singing.
surprised. No, it's not hard to find.
This is not the time to be flirting.
Courage you need to be
Can't believe I just said that, but-
joyful is something you build over time.
What is this?
No matter
What is
I
this?
do, the
You know what?
answer's in
You know what?
But I will
I'll bet you
be
anything
here
a
for
water
the
sign
ride.
wrote this game.
Yes,
A
I
water
will be
sign
here
put this
for
game
the
together,
ride.
okay? All right? If it's not just one person that put it together, it's a bunch of water signs that put it together.
It's more than I feel like
Fucking guarantee.
it could grow on me. This world that you see, yet I've been alive for too long. 1,000 years of learning about what could go wrong. I'm tired of being wrong.
I'm sure you've had it rough. 1,000 years of life is hard, but easier with someone like me to lean on. The courage you need to be joyful.
I appreciate the
Something I'll
campaign.
come help you find.
If I ever let her
No matter
know.
what I do.
You know what? There is only one good thing about this, and that is that I actually do love Apollo. So, the god Apollo, like, look, we got sunshine right here.
Something you build over time.
No
So, I'm gonna ignore.
The answer's in you. I will be here for the ride. Yes, I will be here for the ride.
Wait, what kind of ride? Like, if we're talking, I'll be here for the ride, like... Ride? I forgive the water signs that made this game. But if we're talking ride, like when I say, it's the journey, then... Humans love being romantic, I swear to God. Like, they gotta throw romance into fucking everything. Everything. I'm cooking in the kitchen. Oh, let's throw some romance in there. Let's talk to Pam. Huh?
Pan will be back at the start.
Oh, okay. Let's talk to Apollo first, because maybe we're getting some writing going on. And you don't even know because you haven't played this.
Hello again. I can't remember the last time I had guests so frequently. I did tell you we could discuss your memories and the Eidolon more in depth after the party. Did you have any questions, or?
No, we're looking to get some.
How many times have you died? Can I ask that?
Well, we call it passing on, meeting the Eidolon, and it's fine. I've passed on 12 times that I can recall.
So your name isn't really Apollo?
Most recently it was Lucas. Everyone Lucas ever knew is gone, however, so these days I prefer Apollo again.
Lucas? Seems weird to think of you as a Lucas.
Actually, I like the name
Weird
Lucas.
for him, too. Much like yourself, Lucas becoming Apollo was somewhat of a surprise.
Sounds like there's a story there. When all these memories start to return, will I feel different?
Well, let's see. It starts as dreams you have
Other
of places
people's
you've never been,
memories
people
popping
you've
into
never
your
met,
head, like
feeding
just
images, feelings.
growing.
Then they'll appear while you're awake.
I
You'll be
feel
eating
like
breakfast and
we're
suddenly
gonna
recall
feel
when you
different.
last ate something similar in the 17th century. The only difficult part
Sometimes
is
we
that
ask the dumbest questions.
eventually
Am I
it can
wrong?
be hard to differentiate between your life and all those other lives. They blend together.
It does sound confusing.
A little, yeah. And not all the memories will be good ones. It can take time to process.
All of my memories in my life aren't all good. Tell me about
this Lucas. How did he become you? Or is it how you became Apollo?
Apollo had taken to surfing. He left the city without permission and roamed the coast looking for... Well, I'm not sure now. Whatever it was, he found it one night when a giant wave took him down. He was drowning, and I thought, this is finally it. But it wasn't. Lucas saw Apollo struggling and swam out to save him. He pulled us ashore. But
Wow!
it was too late. It took a long time to realize what happened. I didn't return to the city until years later. By then, everyone thought I was Apollo's chosen successor.
So no trial for you, huh?
It wasn't easy at first, without memories or anyone to guide me, but no, nothing like that.
You said it becomes hard to differentiate your life from the others.
What if Lucas hadn't
How
been
hard,
there?
exactly?
He would
It'll
die.
still be me,
We
right?
already know that.
Grace, would you
We don't have to ask
say
every
that
question,
who
right?
you are is at least in part due to your experiences?
I guess so, sure.
Well, you'll have a lot more experiences. They won't feel like someone else's either. It will feel like you did all those things. They will shape who you are now, just as they shaped Calliope and all those who came before her. The good news is, you won't get all the memories. Each time we pass on, the older memories fade.
That's some bullshit, because I would want to know the origin. Like, I would be like, where? Like, are we thought forms? Did we come from the goo? Like, where? Where did we come from as deities, as gods, as original entities? That's what I would... So I would want those oldest ones.
Wait, what would have happened if Lucas hadn't tried to rescue you? What if no one was there when you...
When I died, then the Eidolon of Apollo's line would have ended forever, I think.
You think?
There have been stories about Eidolons that survive for a time and go wandering. That's probably all they are, though. Stories. It's not something we've had much opportunity to study, but normally death without passing on is how an idol
You
really
are
dies.
a pantheon of deities, and you have not researched what happens to the soul of a deity when it's... I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm not lying. You need to look it up right now and tell me what the signs are of the people who wrote this game. All right? Because they focused on the beauty of it all. I'm kidding. I love it.
Wait, how is it good that old memories start to fade?
Because it
They're
would
many
drive you
thousands of
insane.
years old, Grace. If all of those memories returned with perfect clarity, you'd drown in them.
Yeah, but doesn't that mean you've all forgotten so much?
Tell me, how much do you remember from when you were a small child?
Not a damn
Bits and
thing.
pieces, I guess. Not much.
It's the same for us. The further I try to think back, the more blurry it becomes. I remember the important bits, but little else. Some of the really old memories. There's so many mortal stories that get mixed up with them, things my previous selves learned as legends. It becomes hard to tell. It takes time, Grace. You'll remember all the lives you've led, but at a pace you can handle, and nothing more.
I feel like that's not true because of Aphrodite. Like, if Aphrodite was remembering at a pace that she could handle, then she wouldn't be struggling so much. Am I right?
A reason.
Oh.
Like, he's talking about, like, origin times, and her trauma was, like, the last war.
Right. Okay.
It's a lot to consider. Assuming I'll even have time to worry about it, what with the trial coming.
Hopefully this eases whatever concerns you might have had. Anything else you'd like to discuss while you're here?
Okay, let's ask the other questions first.
I'd like to know a little more about the idols. I am one now, right?
You are. What would you like to know?
Well, what are we? Where did we come from? If an idol is a soul that moves from person to person, it must have started somewhere, right?
See, that's
The
what I
short
was
answer
saying.
is,
I would
we
love
don't
to have that
I
original
think far
memory.
enough back I can remember.
Like, are
bits
we
and
like-
pieces. I remember my first Pythian games, the day the idols split in two over Troy, the day my first son died.
See,
Before that-
like,
Nothing. None of us do. I vaguely recall the very first Apollo many thousands of years ago, but was he the original? Did he appear out of the ether? I couldn't tell you.
Psst. Isn't it strange to not know where you come from? For all you know, the idols could be aliens.
Interesting. The notion that there might be some other place far away where we're the norm is comforting. Sadly, our memories are filled with blanks. There was a war with beings we called the Titans. A terrible conflict where half our number died, yet do I remember a single
yeah,
battle.
we know that story.
The last was after Rome fell. Zeus called us together to relay the news, told us to prepare for battle. And then, in the blink of an eye, I was in the 16th century. What made us forget 1,000 years? What happened during that time? We don't know. Athena calls that period the gap.
There was nothing for how many years would that be? So many years. Oh my god.
Tell me
Okay,
more
let's
about
find out about
Calliope.
Calliope first.
You and her were good friends, right?
For centuries, we were far more. I was the god of the
What?
arts, and the muses were my constant companions. We went everywhere together. They had many names, but the three most common were Clio, Talia, and Calliope. The Sisters of Beauty, I called them, though they weren't always women.
I never thought of that. Do idols change gender a lot?
Most of us seek out inheritors who are like us, I suppose, but not all. Calliope, in fact, was a man in our previous incarnation. Christoph, I think his name was.
I am loving
Calliope
the
I was surprised when she made him a muse.
representation in this, and the like consideration in this game. I'm really loving that. Who was Calliope after Christoph?
Who did Calliope become after that poet, Christoph?
You have to realize we're already into the period where Calliope and I weren't really speaking. She showed up one day in her new form, the one you met. An opera singer whose name she never revealed. We fought, as I recall. I told her she couldn't pass on every time she met an artist she fell in love with. Eventually she'd forget everything about who we were and where we came from. She said she'd rather forget than wallow in old memories like I or the other idols were doing. It was time to wake up and make the best of our
so
situation.
Calliope was offing herself as often as she possibly
idealist
could.
without compromise. Always. She hated what we'd become. What I'd become. She wasn't wrong.
The gap you mentioned. What was that like? Did you just wake up one day, or...?
I know I was alive. I passed on my idol on who knows how many times, yet the moment I woke up, as you call it, all memory of that period was gone. It was Athena who found us. I was in France, I think. She came to my farm, and the moment I laid eyes on her, I just knew.
Oh.
It all came back. Did someone do that to us? Did we scatter to the winds for 1,000 years on purpose? It's a mystery.
What about Athena? I mean, she's the one who found you, right?
Because I'm trying to put
She
the
must have been
numbers
aware.
together, like the time
Athena
period. Because I
claims
was
she
thinking,
awoke
well,
on her
maybe it
own.
was.
And spent the next century locating the other idols.
Oh my God! It was a
We've
Dr.
pieced
Stone
together very little of the
situation.
gap or of our origins. We simply live with it. Gods we may be, but I'm afraid we don't have all the answers.
Dr. Stone situation. Whoa. Okay. All right. What? All right. So the gods are traumatized by the battle with the Titans, right? Because he said that it was after the battle with the Titans that they don't have any memories until the 16th century, right? Was that the way it was?
I believe.
Okay. So the gods are, or the idols, are traumatized by the battle with the Titans. And don't forget that the Titans are related to the gods. And so they realize, holy shit, this is fucked up. And they also realize, you know what? Honestly, we probably should like lay low for a little while, right? While humanity builds back up and shit like that. So Medusa is called in to turn them all into motherfucking stone. They basically, like with BTM, kind of go into torpor, maybe, with Medusa having turned them into stone. Athena takes them and sets them up, because remember, they've said Athena is like, she's on it. She's super smart. And so they take her, or they take the people, they put them where they want them to be when they wake them up, and then she wakes them up with Medusa's help. And so they have it lived through, they didn't have to go through the like psychological of living that long and like kind of suffering. You know what I mean? Woo! That's my theory. That's my theory. And I need to take a break.
Break or
Like moment break.
okay. I'll put this on me right back.
Okay. And I can just leave the screen here.
You could
I was thinking about putting marshmallows on my coffee, and then I was like, you know what? That's not going to be good, probably. Or the marshmallow would get stuck to my face, and I'm recording, and so I would be like, oops, sorry, I got a marshmallow stuck to my face.
From how you describe it, you and Calliope fought a lot.
But then, you know, somebody would be like,
As often
ooh,
as we
that
saw
looks
each other, which became less and less as time wore on. However, she fought with everyone. Calliope hated the idols being kept secret. She and Athena would get into screaming matches over the rules, and it got so I could no longer protect her. She moved out of Olympus.
like the
years ago.
Anards?
Kept
Oh,
herself.
no, like the
I
Sabbat.
just assumed she was
If we're
wrapped up with
talking
some
like
new
Vampire
orders
the
for me.
Masquerade, like the
When I got the
Sabbat.
news.
Like, why should we stay
Do you
hidden?
regret not making up with her?
Every day I think about our last conversation and what I should have said or done differently. The problem with immortality is that you think you have all the time in the world.
What? What? That's like rich people saying fucking shit about money. Like, shut up. What? That's the problem with immortality. You think you have all the time in the world. So you didn't think to utilize your immortality so that that wasn't a problem. You were too busy graffitiing on your walls in your hut on the beach, weren't you? Right? Jesus Christ. Okay. Stop my bitching now. All right. Did you say you had a son? Weren't there good things about Calliope? I think she sounds fantastic.
It wasn't only fighting with Calliope, right? Surely there were good things too.
Is that how it sounds? No. She was marvelous. A force to be reckoned
That's
with.
what I
if
was
there ever was one.
saying.
In the darkest days during the war, it was her songs that gave us hope. She kept Aphrodite alive through sheer determination, I think. Calliope cared.
But you know who I had a
About
dream
us,
about?
about art, about
You know, I love the
people
Greek
she
and
only
Roman
just
gods,
met.
and
It was her greatest strength as well as her greatest weakness.
but I
I
had
wonder
a
why she
dream,
picked me.
not last night,
I
but
don't feel like I'm any of
recently,
those things.
about that goddess who
underestimate
fucking
yourself,
flashed
Grace.
her cooch at,
I see a lot of her in you.
was it Loki? I know
She
it
chose
was
well.
the Nordic pantheon. I have to look it up, but she flashed her cooch to calm him the Okay, we're gonna flirt and ask him about himself after we get all of the
What
other
happened to the other
answers.
muses? You mentioned 2 others. Were they lost in the war?
Cleo perished centuries before. The victim of an obsessed writer she'd spurned. He kept her in a cage as his personal muse.
Ugh, that's pretty dark.
It was.
What?
By the time we found her, she was already... Well, it's enough to say her captor didn't survive her for long. Talia, however, was lost to us on the very last day of the war. We were about to leave on the ship, but she just never showed up.
Do you know what happened to her?
We never found out. I worried for years, even hired people to look,
I
but
am really
as far as I
loving
can tell, she
the
up and vanished into
not
smoke that
so
day.
subtle
The war had ground her down.
socio-political
I was upset,
commentary underlying in this game.
Not surprised.
I like it a lot. Like, I might actually write them a letter thanking them for the thought that they put into this game. You know what I mean? And putting PS. I know you all motherfuckers are all water signs. All of you. I know.
Earlier you mentioned your son dying. Did I hear that right? Can idols have children?
It was rare, but yes. Back in ancient times, some of them even became idols themselves.
Some of the idols are actually family then.
Not anymore. Most of our children met terrible ends. A gift of the fates, perhaps. I don't know. The ones who weren't idols... It's hard. Watching your children grow old and die. Never understanding why they can't have the same immortality you do. Why you can't grant it to them. My first son is why I'm not permitted in Hades any longer. Let's simply say that most idols have stopped having children, and maybe leave it at that.
Okay. Now, I know, I'm probably reading too much into it. But did this dude just admit that he did not utilize his time? He didn't use his immortality to the best of his ability, and to you know, what would have been... He didn't use his immortality, right? But it's the fate's fault that immortality comes with, like, sorrows and grief and stuff like... What? It's just like people say, if you don't spend time with the people that you love while you're fucking alive, then at the end there, and you're sitting there, oh, I wish I had spent more time with, Hindsight, right? It is the year of our Lord, 2025 now. Come on. Stop. Indy's a god. You know perfectly well that it's not the fate's fault.
Tell me more about the war. It seems to have had a huge effect on all of you.
I don't think we would have left
Wars
the
do
old
that.
world otherwise. It was home.
From Aphrodite's song, I know
feel like I'm
Ares
in an
betrayed
ornery
everyone.
mood today.
What did you do?
And so people are like, okay, or gods. Gods are like,
I caused it. I
like
foresaw
tweaking
what
my
was going
nipple,
to happen,
you know?
so I tried to
Like-
prevent it. I told Ares. I figured if the god of war couldn't stop what was to come, then
And that's why he betrayed everyone.
he
Will you check
decided
to
the
see if
idols
there
were a
was a
lost
package
cause.
delivered?
Because I told him we were.
Yo, will you check to see if there's a package?
Yep,
Oh, I didn't know if you heard me.
Surely it could have happened anyhow. It was a big war.
Thank you.
The biggest.
Perhaps. We'll never know, will we? My time afterwards was spent helping the survivors, keeping us on the move. If Hephaestus hadn't intervened, we would have all been captured.
And he's...
Oh, gone
Missing.
now, we assume, like so many others.
No
We are
fucking
nothing
way.
more than refugees from a war long over.
They're
Grace.
keeping him alive so he can keep building weapons. All right, let's flirt now. Let's flirt. And you said there's no bow chicka bow wow in this, right?
I don't know.
Because it's not a porn game, as you said.
Well, there might be, but it would be a Fade to Black.
Right, which is totally fine.
But I have no idea.
Okay. And let me just say, all games can be porn games. Because, like, for example, Aphrodite, she walks onto the screen, and I'm like, and then my, like, clitoris tingles or something. And so I would consider then, with a clitoral tingle, that is then a porn game. If you think about it. Am I wrong? See, you don't answer because you know I'm right.
I'd like to know a little more about you. All I know is you live in a dump, you have an oracle, and you...
Dude, don't call other people's places
I'm not sure what to tell you.
dumps. Is
One
it a dump?
day has
Yes.
bled into the next for so
Don't-
long, I feel like I've been lost in the spaces in between.
Wow, that's a bit dramatic.
Yeah, well, it comes naturally.
And
Music and
honestly,
the
I don't
arts were
even know
once
if
under
it's
my purview
dirty.
as a
It
guy.
doesn't really look
How did that get
dirty.
decided? Did you have a big hat full of pieces of paper and you all picked at random?
No, we chose them for ourselves. Some, at least. Others were given to us by our priests. We collected godly responsibilities like marbles.
People collect marbles?
Oh, whatever it is mortals collect these days. Cars?
Don't
perhaps?
feel guilty. I know what marble
Point is,
collecting
we took
is.
our godly duties
And I'm not that
very
old.
seriously.
Jesus Christ.
You must have been very different back when you were a proper god.
I
think
know,
most
I'm
of us were.
totally old.
We saw ourselves as, I don't know, teachers. Mortals were our students, and we guided them to enlightenment. We thought we were special, infallible. I was as magnificent as the sun, and I surrounded myself with those who basked in my radiance.
That doesn't sound like you.
Yeah, I was arrogant. If there was a man or woman I desired, then I had to have them, or there would be consequences. You wouldn't have liked
What's
me.
wrong with that? I'm the same.
I wouldn't have liked me.
You know that was funny. The only reason you didn't laugh is because you think it's true. I'm not that way.
So what is Persephone's beef with you exactly? Is it just about what Hades did to her?
That's no small thing.
Just?
It seems more personal than that.
I feel like you worded that wrong,
I mentioned
Grace.
how Persephone's kidnapping almost meant war between Olympus and Hades, yes? Well, while this was all going on, Persephone managed to escape the underworld, and I'm the one she encountered
Did
first.
Apollo snitch?
Hades was hot
Is
on her
Apollo
heels,
a snitch?
and I had a choice.
I can't
Either
bang
do
a
battle with
snitch.
Hades and start the war right then and there, or
No.
let him take her back.
No.
Zeus would have had my head if I had sparked a war.
Shit.
Yet all I still think of are Persephone's eyes as Hades smugly took back his prisoner.
Can I change who I was gonna bang?
It's not my finest moment.
Nah. No, it's not. Have you ever tried therapy? You're not gonna say anything like snitches get stitches or anything like that?
Apollo, have you ever
Alright,
tried,
fine.
I don't know, talking to someone about how you feel?
I will never understand this modern fascination with therapy and focusing on one's feelings.
Dude.
It might help. You never know.
Dude.
Yes, I've tried it. There was one I used to speak to. Hecate enchanted him never to reveal what I told him. It was interesting. Frankly, my time with you has proven far more beneficial.
I'm not a therapist, Apollo.
I understand. And I don't mean to rely on you, only that it makes me happy just to know you, Grace.
Then you shouldn't have told me you're a snitch.
Was it hard for the idols to come to the new world? It's just a place like any other, isn't it?
I don't think it was the place so much as the condition we were in. Shell-shocked, one might say.
Yeah, like
Our
that would
entire
be the
world had
thing.
been
And
turned
that I
upside
think
down.
that is the thing with
Suddenly, we had
refugees is
rules.
kind of like culture
Secrecy was
shock,
paramount,
shell
and
shock,
no one
all
was
of
permitted
it.
to leave the city. Some, like my sister Artemis, couldn't abide it.
Yeah, I've heard the name.
Because she's a
Goddess
goddess
of the hunt.
of the hunt and woods
And wild
and
thing
freedom
herself,
and
she-
all that shit. Yeah.
She left, I think. Faded away without a word. As many did in the early days here. Huh. Later, Athena became even more strict. For her own good, of course, but it hasn't been easy. This city has never felt like home so much as a temporary shelter.
Wow. Apollo's a
That's all I can think of for now. I'll see you around.
Of course. I look forward to it.
Sorry, Apollo. Snitches don't get bitches. What was that? Oh, that was on your computer.
Hey, so what's the news, Miss Muse?
Hey.
Miss Muse. Well, does a muse have a proper form of
So
dress?
far, so good. Although
wanna
I
hear
do
what
keep
exciting
yelling at
adventures
it
she's been
because I'm sitting here going, "Oh my god, I love the socio-political undertones."
I guess. Whoa.
So I keep yelling at
Do
it.
gods have interventions? You know, they're nothing like I thought they would be. Everything else okay, though? Do we know who the killer is yet?
Not just yet, no.
Okay, well, let me know if there's anything I can
Oh,
do.
thank
If I have to
you.
hustle to become your high priestess, well, so be it.
Dude. She's gonna be your high priestess.
Exactly how much do you know about the Greek gods, Freddy?
I know my Greek mythology, but what I've read clearly doesn't line up with who they are today. Or who
Yeah,
they
I never
ever
would have,
were, maybe.
never
Still
would
might be
have thought
useful.
Apollo would
There's
be
gotta
a
be some truth to
snitch.
those stories, right?
Never.
Maybe. Who do you want to hear about?
And don't get me wrong, I totally get it. Didn't want war. But I do believe that one life is important.
Just how many of these gods are there? From what I've heard, lots of idols live around here.
Well, there are tons of minor gods in Greek mythology, hundreds even, depending on how you define them. Oddly, there's never any mention of the word idols in relation to them.
Oh,
Maybe it's
that's
like how people
sweet.
worship
I
it.
appreciate the
I sort of
offer.
assumed it
Right
was
now, I'm
related to
not
the
doing
Eidolon,
anything like
which
that.
is a
I'm just
Greek word,
learning
but I
to
think
play
it means
video
ghost,
games.
and
But I
an
will
image of
definitely
someone
keep
after they
you in mind
die.
in the future.
Makes sense.
Me, I'm more amazed at all the big names missing. Not just Zeus and Hades, most of the Olympians seem to be gone. Makes you think about what's been lost, but also what might still be out there.
Okay, thank you.
You think there might be other gods out there?
Well, there are all those gods the idols say wandered off. We don't know they're dead for sure, right? They could be living it up in Australia. Who would know? Then there are all the
And that's
other
the thing
mythologies,
is
hundreds
that
of cultures, each with their own
they don't know
pantheon.
where the
So
gods
what's so special
went.
about the Greeks? That only their gods are real,
Exactly.
right? All those other
Exactly.
pantheons could be living in secrecy, just like the idols. And that means they're hidden from each other, too. Oh, they could be everywhere and no one would know.
It's like a whole other secret side to the world.
Yeah, it's cool, right? I hope I get to meet Ganesha one day. Or maybe Lakshmi?
Oh, that would be so cool.
Do you know anything about the Muses? Or Calliope in particular?
Yeah, for starters, there were supposed to be 9. Though I guess there are some sources that said there were only 4, maybe 3. Each of the muses had her specialty. Did you know that Calliope is supposed to be the muse of epic poetry? She inspired the Odyssey.
Wow. I don't even like poetry.
Yeah, it was said her singing voice was unmatched. So they got that part right, at least.
Did she also lead the ancient Greeks in giant choreographed dance numbers?
No, but she once turned a bunch of snobby princesses into magpies, so there's that.
What about Apollo?
Okay, so the prophecy stuff checks out. Apollo was god of the sun and light, but also kind of enlightenment in general. He's always talked about as this beautiful and cultured god involved with the arts and the muses, kind of a Renaissance man before the Renaissance.
He's clearly had a rough time since those days.
Well, he was also a giant horn dog, Grace. I can list off like a dozen men and women Apollo has had as lovers, and there's probably more.
Weren't they all like that, though?
I mean, Apollo's no Zeus. He never assaulted anyone as a swan. And no, they aren't all like that. Our sun god had a reputation.
Tell me what you know about Persephone.
Honestly, she's the least like her stories. Usually, she's either a victim or just the wife of Hades, or both.
And that's it? She was kidnapped by Hades, end of story?
Pretty much. Her mother was so angry she created winter. But otherwise, Persephone was just your average sweet and virginal fertility goddess.
You're right, that doesn't sound like her at all.
Must be hard to be defined by this one thing that happened to you thousands of years ago. I'd be pissed if everyone thought my story ended there.
Well, she is pretty pissed. That much is true. You said Pan was some kind of lust god, right?
Yeah, kind of. Pan's a god of the wild, and I guess that translates into sort of lustfulness and earthiness, humping nymphs in the forest sort of thing.
And you don't like him?
Honestly, he's exactly what I'd expect him to be. All the stories say he's a lech and a beast. The Christians equated him with the
I'm
devil.
saying.
Weirdly, he's also the only guy who's
that
supposed to have
voice
died,
actor,
though it's never really clear
though.
how or why. Anyhow, there's a great statue depicting Pan having sex with a goat. Next time you see him, you gotta ask him about it.
Like, not even
What about
kidding.
Athena? Is she really supposed to be the goddess of wisdom?
Sure, but mostly that's meant as tactical knowledge, Athena wasn't all sweetness and light. She was a warrior goddess. She was also
She
the
didn't
goddess
seem
of
sweetness
heroes.
and light
There are
when we
loads
met
of
her.
stories
She
where
seemed
Athena helps guys like Odysseus or
like a
Jason or
military leader.
Perseus.
No female heroes back in those days?
Yeah, I guess not. Women were the weaker sex, which maybe is why Athena was portrayed as being vindictive.
What do you mean back
She cursed
then?
Medusa, one of her
There
own
are
priestesses.
entire
She
groups of
turned
people
people into
who still
spiders, struck
think
them
we're the
blind,
weaker
started the
sex.
Trojan War. It's the whole thing.
Not being as wise as advertised is on brand for her then.
Alrighty. Alrighty.
I wonder how much of those stories are true.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Let's go play
I'm
with
giving you the
Pen.
quick version. There are reams
Let's
of
go play with
textbooks out there
Pen.
covering all of this, but even they rarely agree with each other.
Really? Nothing definitive?
Ancient Greece was 3,000 years ago, Grace. Not much information survived all that time, if it was even valid to begin with.
You know what I find weird? That the idols have managed to remain completely secret all these years.
I don't.
Sure,
Vampire the
magic and
Masquerade
whatnot,
has
but
the
in all
masquerade
this
has
time,
the
nobody's found them out.
fucking
Athena is
yeah, the
that good.
masquerade.
Who says nobody has found them out? The way I see it, it's like UFOs.
Yep.
Okay, I have to hear this.
Okay, so you
People
have
talk
real
about it and
evidence
shit
that
like
UFOs
that,
exist
but the
and that
majority of
governments have
people are
covered
going to
it
be
up,
like,
and people still wouldn't
right.
believe it. Why?
Yep.
Because they'd get laughed at if they admitted it. Imagine the headline: Greek gods
I've
exist.
said that for
and are
years. I'm
living
like,
among
vampires
us.
exist.
What website would even run that?
Weird conspiracy ones. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Exactly. And then nobody believes. Uh-huh.
What are Kaz and Brian up to? You didn't tell them anything, did you?
No, I told them you came home, that you're okay, but that you're having a moment. They send their love.
Should we tell them, do you think?
What
That's their
for?
bandmates,
They have
right?
their own problems. Plus, Brian can't keep a
Yeah.
secret to save his life, and Kaz is officially homeless.
Is he still crashing on Brian's couch?
Grace, you do know that Brian doesn't have a couch, right? Just some giant beanbag things?
Then where is Kaz?
Hey. Nothing wrong with giant beans.
Yeah, it's cute. They'll tell us when they're ready. But right now, it's best just to not mix them up in this.
I love it.
I should really apologize about the band.
I
Puts a
love
dent in your
it.
plans, doesn't it?
You're right, Grace. How dare you sabotage my dreams? I am so
That is
mad I
hard
could
though
spit.
when
You know
you're
what I
hooking up,
mean.
but you can't let
Nobody
the
could've seen this
friend
coming,
group
sure,
know,
but
or you're trying not
it's
to
always
let
been
the friend
something
group
with me.
know. The friend group all
As I see it,
knows.
there are two ways this
but
goes
they're
down.
like,
One, neither of
"It's
us gets
okay,
back in the
they'll
band.
tell
It
us
took
when they
me
want
for a while
to."
Before I founded a cult in your name.
And
Or
then
two,
you wait so
we get back
long
to
that
it,
you
and
tell
band
the
now
friend
has
group, and the friend
Muse
group
as
is
its
like
lead
not impressed
singer.
at all. Like,
Edge of
we
Elysium
already
becomes the
fucking knew
coolest
that.
and most appropriate band name ever.
Ugh, I still really hate that name.
Look, Grace, you can't be the source of all the
I
drama
like the
and name the
name.
band. Okay, that's the
I
rule.
like the name. I'm just gonna say I like the name Edge of Elysium.
Okay, that's enough questions for now.
You sure? I can talk all day. You know I can.
I'll check back with you soon, Freddy. Time for more mystery solving.
I can talk all day too.
I love her.
I like Freddy too. All right. And I would hook up with Freddy with the hearts and shit like that. But you know how I'm about friends. Like, why spoil the friendship for a piece of ass? All right. Let's do it. Sometimes he irritates me, and I'm in an aggressive mood today. Notice how I went from ornery, I said I'm in an ornery mood, to now aggressive. Yeah, that's...
I'd
the way
say
it's gonna
hello,
be.
Grace, but I'm afraid that
People
look
out
on
in
your
public
face
better
might be
be nice.
catching.
I just... What is this place?
It's a garden,
Dude,
darling.
I'm not talking over
Surely
his...
even mortals have them.
This building. All those people I pass getting up here. Are they all idols?
Oh, at least some of them. Welcome to Olympus, dear Grace. Our home hidden away in plain sight. Marvelous, isn't it?
I've passed this part of the city 100 times. I've never seen this building. Was it always here? Or...
Our Lady Hecate provides glamours that allow certain things to go unseen, such as my glorious horns. Olympus is the same. Those invited see it. Those who aren't see exactly what they expect. It's not anywhere as grand as in the old country, but it serves its purpose.
How many idols are there? I've met, what, less than 12?
Oh, I don't know, 20, 30. Our numbers have dwindled so much I've stopped keeping track.
I didn't know there were that many gods.
We're not all equally legendary, it's true. Some idols were barely worshipped, others not at all. Indeed, not all of us are idols. Some are merely immortal. Hangers-on, if you will. You'll meet them all, given time.
Idols live here? I mean, Calliope didn't, obviously. Apollo doesn't either.
One must have special dispensation from Our Lady of Wisdom, Athena, before they can take up a private dung heap like Apollo's.
Am I gonna have to give him my apartment?
That's rather putting the cart before the horse, darling. First, you must outlive the weak.
That is actually not a bad thing, that Athena's making sure that each idol is actually okay to live out in public, you know?
I don't know, Pan. Olympus seems pretty grand to me.
As if mortals would know any better. This isn't the first time you've been here. I'm sure Hermes took you to Athena's dreary office.
That's here? Huh.
Good one, that Hermes. Almost as dull-witted as the original, but biddable.
You asked me to meet you here?
I did. Though I feared you might
Dude, his
decline,
fucking
your callous
voice!
rejection earlier. Regardless, my pride is intact, as is the favor you owe me, which I now wish to collect.
Fine. But just so you know, I'm not doing anything that's against the rules. I already have one trial coming.
Grace, baby, Boobala, have I ever led you astray?
Not yet.
Here's the thing. A friend has begged for my help, and you're far better suited than I to offer what he requires. I'll give you a key to reach the reliquary where he resides. You help him, and then we're even. If that's not enough incentive, the reliquary is also where you'll find the lovely Hecate. A sorceress of her power could aid your quest. What do you say?
Flavor is what?
Favor.
Oh my god, I can't believe I read that as flavor. Wow! What a fucking
What is
perv
this
I am.
reliquary? Doesn't that have something to do with the bones of saints or something?
Not those relics. Our relics. The relics of ancient gods. Magical treasures collected over thousands of years. Books, mainly. We store them in a faraway place so no one unsavory can get their hands on them.
Unsavory like you?
Unsavory like most. Athena has decreed that these relics are not to be used by any save Hecate and herself. A rather dull waste of so much amassed knowledge and power, but who am I to judge? I'm not leader of the chorus.
This person I'm to help. What does he want? And why can't you do it?
Well, Grace, there are some things you're better equipped to handle than I. This, as I understand it, is a delicate matter of the heart. One that requires.
Oh,
rules.
hell yeah. We're
A
going to
matter
do
of
our
the
first
heart.
job as a muse.
What, did you think I was sending you to rough someone up? Set something aflame? Don't be absurd. The man has an issue with his love life.
You
Even
set
if
my
you can't
vagina
help it, I'll treat
aflame.
the effort as worth the favor.
If these relics are off limits, does that mean they're dangerous?
Some, but I'm not asking you to chase after any of that nonsense. In fact, I'd advise against it.
But what if one of those relics could help me?
My, such an adventurer you are.
God
It's possible.
damn, even his
But ask
laugh.
Hecate first. She, and I mean this with complete and uncharacteristic seriousness, is not an idol you or anyone wishes to cross.
I mean, I don't really want to cross anybody, you know?
This Hecate, do you think she could help me?
If she's of a mind. She is the goddess of dark magic, the creator of all our marvelous glamours. If anyone can help you, it is she.
And if she's not of a mind?
Then she won't help you. Grace, that part is up to you. I can't be expected to do everything, can I?
Mm-hmm.
So that's it? Fix up someone's love life? Nothing trickier than that?
Oh, the way you talk, Grace. It makes me blush.
God damn!
It's just
I
that
trade in willing favors, Grace. If I didn't, no one would want to do as I ask, and then where would I be? I may seem untrustworthy, but allow me to reassure you. If I wish
Is it hot in
harm,
here?
You will walk
Will you
into
open the
that
window a
harm
little more,
knowingly
please? Woo!
and with open arms.
My estrogen's low. Oh, thank you, God! Oh!
you're saying you can talk me into anything?
Anything you would enter into willingly and with eyes wide open. Which covers,
Oh my good
A
lord!
great
Give me
deal.
something to fan myself.
yes,
That's
Holy
surprisingly
shite.
ethical of you, Pam.
Woo!
I find
Woo!
consent wildly attractive, Grace.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, give me a second here. Okay. Woo. Where's my fan?
I'll think about it. But no promises.
Will you hand me my purse,
Marvelous.
please?
The gentleman you seek is named Asterion.
Woo!
Lovely fellow,
Good
quite
lord,
harmless.
good lord.
Now, if there's nothing else you need.
Oh, yes!
What, no offer to dance this time?
Would you, if I asked?
I wouldn't say no to a bit of fun.
A marvelous attitude. You'll go far with that. Now, if there's nothing else you need.
Woo! 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 Okay.
That depends. What can you tell me about
Oh.
Medusa?
Oh my god.
That
Blew
is
my
a rather
bangs
peculiar
off.
subject change.
Her name came up at Aphrodite's party. I'd like to look into it.
You'll find Medusa at a dingy little club appropriately named the Viper's Nest. Give her
Oh,
my
nice.
regards. Do tell me you'll be careful if you go there, Grace.
Have you ever seen a snake
Medusa
mating ball?
is a
It's like a big ball of
hideous
snakes
creature
that are
and should be treated as
orgying,
such.
basically. See, they want me. The universe wants another heart. Another heart. Oh my god. You know, and when it comes down to it, I'm gonna be perfectly happy with, honestly, him just kneeling at the side of my bed and just speaking. Like, he can recite the fucking Odyssey. I don't fucking care. But that voice, okay? I'm not gonna lie. The horns do add to it, okay? But it's the voice. But the universe is doing this. I know he's not a good guy. I know that he's not a good guy, okay? but the vagina speaks.
I'd swear that was you being concerned for
I
my
do listen.
welfare.
Somebody should be, don't you think?
I can handle myself.
I
Oh
do
my
love
good
this
Lord.
about you. So capable, so heedless. I'll send a package to your domicile that contains directions and the key you'll need to reach the reliquary.
Oh,
I said no
God.
promises.
Well, if you decide to go, Grace, you'll still need all those things. Say hello to darling Hecate on my behalf, will you?
Listen, Pan. You know how I'm always asking you to put a dragon person into the D&D game so that I can have sex with it? It's kind of like that. Okay, so hear me out, right? Like, it would be different if I was super young and I had my whole life ahead of me and shit like that. But if you think about it, like, I know that Pan's gonna kill me in my sleep. Like, afterwards, I'm gonna be so fucking exhausted that I'm just gonna pass out. So, and then he's gonna kill me because he's not a good guy. So I know that after the moment of a lifetime, okay, like rock your world type of shit, right? I know he's gonna kill me. But I also know that when they're trying to figure out the case and stuff like that, and they're doing the autopsy, if it's a chick autopsy person, what is that? Like medical examiner or whatnot? If it's a chick, she's gonna be doing the autopsy and she's gonna be like, but you know what? She went out happy. She went out satisfied. This voice actor, though. Oh my God, I'm smearing my makeup. Look at, I'm not even crying. Ah. Oh my God, my bodily fluids are coming out of my eyeballs. There's so many of them. Holy shit. Okay, knock it off. Shame on you, you big old perv. All right.
Or you can take hours in the
Oh, we should stop.
You can keep going if you want.
No, let's.
Alrighty. I just thought I'd let you know.
Yeah, we better stop here because this is a good point because we're gonna be going to talk to somebody.
Go ahead and end the stream.
See you next time.